risks shutdown ahead of the holiday season, and a recovery center in Joplin reaches out to those struggling with addiction in tonight's segment of Doing Good. KOIM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, folks in the 4 states reach out to area food pantries ahead of the holiday season. Plus, the American Legion in Pittsburgh gives thanks to area veterans with a Thanksgiving celebration. And
in Parsons, the American Advocacy Initiative is working to help preserve a struggling homeless shelter. I'm Kenny Foreman, and I'll have more on that coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
More rain moves into the 4 states tomorrow morning following a day of heavy rains and in some cases flash flooding issues. This is KOIM News. I'm Dow Quick. Heavy rain this afternoon flooded Murphy Boulevard through Landreth Park in Joplin, forcing the city to close a portion of the road for several hours. Floodwater covered the roadway near the park's east entrance before receding by mid-afternoon. With more rain expected Friday morning, Joplin officials remind drivers to watch for potential flooding in low-lying areas across the 4 states. Let's check in with meteorologist Austin Stantz now for a first look at the weather.
Yeah, Dow, unfortunately that rain in no hurry to move out of the area, and there's a reason for that. We take a look here. We have a stationary front off to our north and a warm front just off to our south. Sandwiched between there, a bunch of precipitation with nowhere to go at the moment. So what's happening here is along this stationary front, basically what that is like playing tug of war with 2 people on the same side, same strength. You're not going to go anywhere. This warm front off to our south is just squishing this rain in between here. So this is not going to move out until we see this warm front move a little bit further north and take over that stationary front there. So as we take a closer look right now, Joplin seeing some rainfall there. Pittsburgh, maybe some brief pockets of heavy rainfall. So we're not expecting anything like severe storms, not even too many rumbles of thunder or flashes of lightning, but consistent rainfall, which is no good for the areas that we already saw some flooding. Coming up, we'll talk about how long this rain is going to last. I'll have all those details in my full forecast.
All right, we're catching a few. The Children's Miracle Network Miracle Market returned this week to Freeman West, bringing holiday shopping and community impact under one roof. The 2-day event features about 20 unique vendors, from local boutiques and handmade crafters to woodwork created by a Joplin firefighter, even fresh cinnamon rolls. Organizers say they carefully select each vendor to make sure shoppers get a wide variety of gifts and goods. The Miracle Market helps benefit Children's Miracle Network. The 6th annual Kids Giving Gala for Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa County took place in Miami, Oklahoma this evening. The fundraiser invited community members and businesses to help provide for more than 1,200 kids that the Boys and Girls Club serves. A fully catered dinner was provided for those who attended, and club alumni and youth served at the event. This year's fundraising goal is $100,000.
Every new community that we go into as a Boys and Girls Club has been welcoming, accommodating, and encouraging us to be there. And that's really nice. It speaks volumes about the quality of the neighborhoods in the community, and it also speaks about the need for programs like ours in those communities.
If you're interested in donating to the Ottawa County Boys and Girls Club, you can reach out through their Facebook page. Today, KOIM kicked off our season of giving with Feed the 4 States, supporting local food pantries. From noon to 6:30, 4-staters called in and donated thousands of dollars. Donations that'll have double the buying power at shelters like the Wesley House and Crosslines. KOIM's Blake Gully spoke with Travis Hurley from Watered Gardens to learn more about the impact of those donations on our community.
Travis from Watered Gardens, how important is this cause for you?
Blake, it's so important to us at Watered Gardens Ministries. We really believe that civil society can rise up in times of crisis, and as folks have had experiencing some food insecurity as a result of the government shutdown there for a season, our Mission Market food pantry grocery store has been hit extra hard.
So you can go to our website, koamnewsnow.com, and continue to donate. We will take those donations and it will help our community. We've been doing this for over 20 years and we want to continue to give back to the 4 states.
Ron's Supermarket in Pittsburgh will collect donations Tuesday from 4 to 7 p.m. Thanksgiving's just around the corner, and the American Legion in Pittsburgh is preparing to feed veterans, first responders, and their families. The dinner, which includes donated ham, turkey, and side dishes, is to show appreciation for the men and women who've served our nation.
We're hoping for a better turnout for this Thanksgiving holiday season to start our season off right. And then I'm able to communicate and talk to these people. My leadership is able to talk to these guests and let them know what we're all about and what we're doing.
Post 64 shares a home with Post 394, which is one of the 2 posts in the U.S. that membership is exclusive to female veterans. That dinner is going to take place this coming Saturday. Starts at 5 p.m. A homeless shelter in Parsons, Kansas is in danger of permanently closing. KOAM's Kenny Foreman finds out what one outreach group is doing to help prevent this.
I would be willing to bet that if Safe Haven closes its doors, that would be upwards towards 1,000 people losing access to something that could have saved them.
In the city of Parsons, homelessness is an ongoing issue. Just ask the American Advocacy Initiative, who regularly listens to people's concerns.
I think a lot of people in Parsons have noticed that there is a homelessness issue. It's one of the biggest complaints that we get day to day is that there are a lot of homeless people. Why isn't there a homeless shelter? Most people don't know that there is one.
These concerns were further elevated when the Safe Haven Outreach Mission reached out to the initiative in need of help. After helping those in need for the past 16 years, they are now at risk of closing down due to a lack of funding.
Fortunately, we have been able to keep the doors open so far. We're the newbies on the board, so we're taking a lot of guidance from those who have been there, and they've been so helpful at teaching us what we can do to help.
Despite the shelter's current financial struggles, the initiative is confident in its ability to bring in more volunteers, which would make it easier for the shelter to continue to operate.
I don't see a major issue with the drive for fighting for Safe Haven to go down. As of right now, we really need funding and we really need volunteers, and we're actively working on a plan, and I'm confident that we can make that happen.
In Parsons, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
The American Advocacy Initiative holds its public meeting the 3rd Thursday of every month at the Parsons Public Library. Anyone interested in volunteering at Safe Haven can reach out to the initiative or the shelter itself. The Gorillas prepare for playoff season coming up. Sports Director Ryan Blank has a preview of PSU's matchup against Chadron this weekend.
True recovery requires community. This week on Doing Good, we'll go inside the Rock and see how they're accomplishing that goal. I'm Ty Parks, and I'll have that story coming up. Miss it.
In this week's Doing Good segment, people who've survived addiction are now dedicating their lives to helping others beat it. As KOIM's Ty Parks reports, the Recovery Outreach Community Center on South Main in Joplin proves that sometimes the best help comes from those who understand the struggle.
On South Main near 20th Street in Joplin is the Rock, Recovery Outreach Community Center. This is a place for people suffering from addiction who can get peer-driven help.
We are a very affected area in Joplin. There are people struggling all over. But here in our community, we have been adversely affected by the opioid crisis, as well as all the meth and other weird drugs that they have nowadays. People are really looking for a place to get help.
Being a peer-driven support system, the people who help are people who have walked in the same shoes.
Somebody coming in looking for help with somebody that they would relate to. So one of our peers would sit down with them, see if they have a goal in mind that they want to obtain.
The goals that peer specialists help them with could be help them get clean, apply for a job.
Involved in our services here, everything's free, so people can just come and go and enjoy, whether it's meetings, peer support. We have cooking class, we have craft social, so we have a lot of things to be able to interact so people can build a community and have a safe place to go to.
Somebody reached out to me in my darkest hour, and I paid that person back by doing this. But it also helps me and reminds me every single day where I can be, where I fit in.
In Joplin, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Now, because the Rock is a peer-driven system, there are no clinical services available at the facility. A little bit later, a celebration of Native American culture in Joplin tonight.
Nearly 6 inches of rainfall has fallen already in the Joplin area. We'll talk about how much more is on the way. Well, wet conditions continue to impact the roadways out there. Let's take a look at those current conditions outside. Right now, sitting at 62 degrees. Look at that glisten off the roadway. It is slick out there. So if you're going to be on the roadways tonight, just know that rain's continuing to fall out there this evening. Keep yourself safe on the roadways. Give yourself a little extra following distance this evening. Visibility about 6 miles, which is fairly good considering the conditions that we're seeing. Notice the dew points, 61, feels like 62 out there. The humidity, 96. It's actually a fairly mild evening if you step outside due to the humidity, temperature in the 60s, but it is very soggy out there tonight. Why is that? Well, we have the stationary front here. Stationary fronts don't move very much. They're stagnant out there due to the fact that you're basically having a tug of war with a cold front and a warm front together, pulling and just kind of staying right in that same spot. So we have to wait until this warm front comes further north, overtakes that before we're going to see any movement of this rainfall. So for now, just some consistent rain this evening. Let's talk about some of the areas seeing rainfall right now. Stockton, Nevada, Lamar, Pittsburgh, Columbus, Joplin, all seeing some pockets of maybe even some heavy rainfall at moments, but really going to be just a consistent light rain throughout the evening and tonight. As of right now, we've seen nearly 6 inches of rain here in Joplin, right around 4 1/10 of an inch in Pittsburgh, just an inch in Parsons off to our west there, but we'll notice where you see these darker green colors, also some heavier rainfall falling there as well over the last 24 hours. Our Indigo Sky Cam out there tonight, well, it is a good night to be inside, so if you're heading out to the casino, get a few games in tonight, spend some time indoors, get out of that rain. Planning your evening throughout tonight, we're going to see temperatures staying steady, right around 61 degrees through the entire night, even the overnight hours due to that blanket of cloud cover we're going to see all night tonight. It is, like I said, a mild evening. Winds out of the southeast. Very calm, though. Not much of a breeze out there tonight. Into Saturday, though, there's some better news. 60 degrees for your Saturday, 65 for your Sunday. So let's take a look at the next system that's going to be on its way. As we make our way throughout the weekend, we're going to see another system start to make its way in. That's going to bring some more rainfall. Hopefully by that point, though, we'll start to see that ground soften up, some of that soil start to absorb some of that water. As we make our way into Tuesday and Wednesday, you see we have another dip in the upper flow here, bringing in some of that Arctic air. Notice that we see these winds also coming out of the northwest there. So we're going to see some cooler air start to flow in, especially as we get closer to the holiday. Let's take a look at that 7 to 10 day forecast. Friday, we're going with 68 degrees. A few scattered showers out there in the early morning. Things clear up in the afternoon for us. As we get ready to head to the holiday, we see some cooler temperatures. 45 for Thanksgiving. So I know I'll be inside having some pumpkin pie, lots of passing out probably on the couch.
A lot of us will. A little tryptophan. Maybe some football as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, Austin. Still ahead, it's playoff time for the Pitt State Gorillas as they open the postseason on Saturday. We're going to preview their matchup next. And the Colgan Panthers have found their next softball coach. A familiar face in the Four States region. Sports Director Ryan Blank has those stories and more for us up next in sports.
It's playoff time for Pitt State volleyball as they kicked off the MIAA tournament earlier today in St. Joe with the 7-seeded Gorillas battling the 2-seed Missouri Western. Pitt State entering the tournament with wins in 2 of their last 3 matches. After trailing early in the first set, the Gorillas would battle back, and it's Malia Johnson helping PSU win that set with this kill. But here come the Griffins. All MIAA first-teamer Emma Salker's spike finds hardwood as Missouri Western ties the match. And they weren't done there. Noelle Sutcliffe gets in on the action with a kill of her own as the Griffins take a 2-1 lead. Gorillas with their backs against the wall, and they would force a winner-take-all 5th set. Johnson with another kill here. And in that 5th set, it's the senior, Danya Cozy, putting the nail in the coffin with this spike. Pitt State comes from behind and advances with a thrilling 5-set win over Missouri Western. The Pitt State Basketball Classic kicking out with Missouri Southern battling Oklahoma Baptist. Second half, Bison leading. Jackson Green adds to it with this layup through contact, and he would follow it up with an and one bucket on the next possession. He started a big Baptist run, though. Later in the half, his deflection finds Joshua Uduma, who goes the other way with the Euro step finish, capping off a 14-0 run. Lions would try to battle back. Jaden Taylor on the run here. He's going to fight through some contact himself for the bucket, and he had 28 points in this one, but the Bison take down MSSU 94-82 the final. The hosting Gorillas also in action, taking on Maryville. First half, PSU trailing, but not for long. Connor Rogers drives baseline, kicking it out to David Coben Jr., who buries a triple, starting a run. A few minutes later, off the inbound, Mason English finds Elijah Curry, who slams it home. Gorillas in full control. Still in the first half, the Pittsburgh native English now doing it himself. He's going to drive to the lane and kissing it off the glass for the bucket. He had a team-high 19 points. Pitt State dominates on their home court, 93-66, the final over Maryville. Last week, major softball coaching news sent shockwaves through southeast Kansas as the Colgan Panthers hired their new softball coach, a familiar face in the four states region. After 18 years as the Frontenac head coach, Cassie Rooms is taking over the Panthers softball program. Talking with Rooms on Thursday, she emphasized her family being the catalyst in her decision with ties to the Panthers, including her sister Abby, who is the longtime head coach for the Colgan girls basketball team. Another piece to Rooms' decision is her niece Reese, who will be joining the Panthers softball program in less than 2 years. And after coaching her travel team for the last couple years, Rooms said she never wanted to compete against Reese, and now she gets another opportunity to be her coach.
I've always said I would never coach against her, and so the time, she's a year and a half away from being in high school, and so it was either, give up coaching altogether so I could go and watch her play, for those 4 years. I'm excited for an opportunity to get to coach, Reese again and go be a part of something that my family's a part of. My kids go to school there. My sister's been the basketball coach there, I think, for 15 years. My dad graduated from there. My husband graduated from there, so we have some roots there, and, there are, like I said, a lot of things that factored in, but the ultimate thing was my family.
During her time with the Raiders, Rooms won over 300 games and 5 state championships. Looking back on her tenure, the Frontenac grad says that personal legacy doesn't matter. What's important is the relationships she's formed with her players.
I think people forget that part about it. It's great, the new opportunity and the great things that are ahead of me, but I also spent a lot of my life in Frontenac, and the community support is top-notch, and like I said, I got to coach a lot of kids. I coached over 400 games there, so a lot of my life it has been in Frontenac, and I'm so grateful. I want the legacy of Frontenac softball just to be where kids know that they were loved and they were cared for, and just something that's a positive impact for them in their life. It's not about a legacy, it's just about those relationships with the kids and them having a positive memory about Frontenac softball.
The Pitt State Gorillas are coming off a big win over Northwest Missouri State to claim a share of the MIAA championship. But that's now in the rearview mirror as it's playoff time for the Gorillas, who open postseason play this week against Chadron State. A key this week for the Gorillas is in the trenches. The Eagles' offense is averaging over 180 yards rushing per game this year, and the emphasis for Pitt State on the defensive side of the ball is to limit the ground game. Head coach Tom Anthony says he expects a physical matchup on Saturday.
You see an offense that plays physical, they play nasty, they want to run the football, and you see a defense that presents a lot of issues for you as an offense, just with all the different stuff they do up front and in the box and the different pictures they can give you. No team left at this point doesn't deserve to be where they're at. I mean, they're a very well coached team. They have a ton of talent. They do well in all three phases: offense, defense, special teams. One thing that jumped out to me when I started watching them on Sunday was just how hard they play. It's a very physical team, and I mean, they have a lot of talent at a lot of different spots.
After starting the season 0-2, the Gorillas have been in playoff mode and believe their early adversity will only help them this postseason. And after finishing the regular season with 9 straight wins, Pitt State secured another opportunity to play at Carney Smith Stadium, adding to the team's excitement for this week.
I think it's a huge testament to how our team came together and that brotherhood came together, and we decided to just flip the script and make it our season and just keep working hard every day, and don't take every day for granted. Just keep working hard, and we'll just take it week by week.
That was the hard part going into kind of senior week. It was just kind of getting your guys to embrace the potential that might be the last time they all get to play together, at home. So for us to be able to have a first-round home game, very thankful, for our seniors that they do get to play at least one more game at home. Thankful for this 2025 football team that we get to go down that gorilla walk at least one more time together. Hopefully we enjoy that and embrace that. And then always good, anytime we can play in front of what I feel like are the best fans in the country, it's a lot of fun to know that we get to do that.
Gorillas and Eagles clash on Saturday in the Jungle. Kickoff at 1 p.m. from Pittsburgh. A lot going on. Basketball season in full force. But the one thing that stands out, the big news with Cassie Rooms joining Colgan.
Yeah, and it's great that she has these roots in the area.
Absolutely.
She's so well known. She knows the area. I'm sure she's beloved, and she's going to continue a tradition.
Beloved in Frontenac, about to be beloved here in Pittsburgh too.
Absolutely. We'll be right back. Celebration of Native American heritage brought dozens of people together in Joplin tonight. The Joplin Public Library's Post Art Library hosted Culture in Color, Native American Heritage Through Art this evening. The free event featured how indigenous representation continues to evolve in American culture, art, and commerce. Ogapa Communications and the Quapaw Nation presented the program, highlighting the importance of authentic Native American voices in today's cultural landscape.
We really hope that our exhibit this year really shines a light on how Natives are represented in the media throughout the decades. Our main piece really highlights how they were depicted in advertisements throughout the years, some as local as Mima, Oklahoma.
The exhibit hopes to have rotating artwork that changes periodically. The exhibit will be displayed until mid-January. You might want to check it out. A lot of us could get some more rain tonight.
Yeah, more rain's on the way. Above average temperatures still, but we're going to see cooler air as we head into later November around Thanksgiving. A few flurries as we get closer, not out of the realm of possibility.
All right, yeah, we'll look forward to that, and I know you'll keep us on top of it. A final sports note.
Yes, we heard from Cassie Rooms earlier in the sports block, but her full interview will be online and on our YouTube as well if you want to hear the full interview between us, learning about her whole background and then the connection with her father as well.
A lot of people are going to check that out because they know the Rooms family or they've been coached by Coach Rooms or will be in the future, so
Absolutely.
I'm sure a lot of people will be interested. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget, the morning show starts at 5 a.m., and let's make it a great tomorrow.